with that in mind, come on. He's dropped it.
Charlie, no one's sorry.
And he's dropped it.
Had my acid in it.
Right, we're back on track.
Yes.
Marvellous.
Yes.
Well, hang on, let's wait for Matt as well, because otherwise the same thing's going to happen again. Mind that glass there! Mind that glass! Beware shards!
Guilty.
Right. A lot of live albums can be stopgaps or treading water, or some live albums can be, I'm drawing a line here, which one is this?
Well, basically we did the record. We did the record.
Matt, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. About time.
Put your line down, man.
So stopgap or drawing a line?
Well, we had it recorded, and you know, they gave us the files and said, you know, you might want to listen to this. It's pretty fucking good. And so we gave it a listen. And, you know, we wouldn't put anything.
Shame on you! Give her a mic.
There's my acid. With me.
Great job there, lads.
Come on, lads.
No, there.
Missed the bit.
Shaz.
Anyway, cracking chat, lads. Right, come on. You're not getting away with this. Is this a stopgap? Because that's what often live albums are.
Yeah, so you know, we did it back, and you know, we wouldn't put anything out if we didn't feel like, you know, it wasn't necessary. You know, we're very proud of all the work that we do, and anything that goes out there, you know, we want to, you know, we want it to be as quality as.
Grindle, I can hear you from here.
Yeah.
Fuck up.
Gristle.
Expect a gadget.
Hey!
Can we move on?
Yeah. Do you actually like? Are there any live albums that you actually like? Because I can name like 2 or 3. I struggle with them.
So there's a beautiful live album by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. It's the KRCW.
Simple Minds, like the City of Light.
There you go.
Legendary.
That's another one. Yeah. And so, you know, they really have a real nice spin to them, and you know, I think they're definitely worth. I mean, we like listening to our favourite artists' live albums, so you know, we wanted to do this.
Yeah. How messed about with it is it?
Yeah, very little. It's literally just mixed and mastered. So you know, some guys gone in and said that needs to come up, that needs to go down. It's what you hear is pretty much how it was played, and I think, you know, some people who was at the Ritz will.
And me.
So is that worry about them sometimes? That someone's been diddling around with them?
Yeah, no, we sat in the room with the guy who mixed it, and you know, basically said exactly that. You know, have it as it is. So.
It's got less sweat though.
Oh yeah, lots of sweat.
And mushrooms.
Cobs are coming out again, aren't they? Bloody Nora.
The reason you picked this venue is because the chef was amazing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, why bother with this? Most people would lay on a party, lay on some drinks. Here's our album. They don't tend to do photo exhibitions. They don't tend to do 2 shows in one day. They don't tend to do this to keep it nice and tight. Why? I tell you what, I'm going to ask Matt this. Why? Why? Because you're not taking the easy way out here. You're making life, in a sense, difficult for yourself.
Yeah, it was very stressful and we're never going to do it again.
Oh, yeah. Pussy.
Glad you asked me, because if you asked Tommy, he wouldn't know because he didn't turn up until 4 hours after.
He's not listening.
Again, Mike knows the chef's amazing.
No, it's, I mean,
Who the fuck is this guy?
No, we want to know now.
Buy my food.
this is car crash.
Go on. So why you laid it up? Because you didn't need to bother. You could have just, here, let's have a party, let's get pissed. But you laid on the art, you laid on the installation upstairs, you did 2 shows. Why?
It's all down to Sam Crowson, the guy that does my video.
Sub!
Yeah,
Fifth blinder.
Crowson, our manager Mark Payne.
Sixth blinder.
Them two, between themselves, organised all of this and put it all in place, and we were the hands basically. So.
But we felt it was important to do because it's a big cycle of our lives, isn't it? Like
of course,
making Columbia was an incredibly important and important part of our lives. Not just as people, but obviously it's your debut record. So then when we'd come up with this live at the Ritz sort of concept, and we thought that it would tie the whole album cycle off really nicely. So. In a way, it's sort of saying goodbye to that sort of period. And
yeah, and obviously one of the things about the photos kind of thing, the photography is Sam's always had this massive photography, especially the behind the scenes sort of stuff, which people don't necessarily see a lot of the time. So it seemed like a perfect opportunity to celebrate the Columbia itself, celebrate the Live at the Ritz, which is our biggest show today, etc., etc. But also showcase Sam's art and actually try and bring Columbia upstairs. The idea is to bring Columbia to life a little bit more than we've had being able to do in a live show. We're always trying to sort of develop that concept, and this is the perfect opportunity to try and to really develop it.
Now, before I asked you if you were to say to somebody, you must look at that picture, that's my favourite picture, and I asked each of you which is your favourite picture. This time I'm going to ask you which is the picture where you go, oh God, I look like a dick in that, but it's a good picture.
That one of Charlie.
That was my favourite, wasn't it?
probably the ones where I was smoking, like my mum's here tonight. She's like, fucking smoking again.
Right, so we touched on this before, but I don't think we quite got to the bottom of it, really. That where are you at now? Because things could go either way for you, really. You could go, right, there's that band who did that fantastic album and did that fantastic debut and did those fantastic tours, and then didn't fully realise the potential that everybody was perhaps laying on them. So potentially there's a lot to fuck up here, isn't there?
Sure, yeah. Well, you know, like everything in like everything in life, you know, you put your heart and soul into something. We very quickly, you know, when we started the band, and we very quickly realised that this is the only thing that we want to do in life. You know, there is nothing else on this planet, in this universe, that we want to dedicate our you know, hearts to. So in that sense, I don't really think there is anything to fuck up, because it's at the bottom of it, it's a way of expressing yourself and being able to, you know, paint the canvas. But at the same time, you know, I think we've got a few tricks up the sleeve that will impress some people. So yeah.
With that in mind, I think a question from the floor. Columbia had a theme or concept. Will the second album be similar in that regard? Who asked that?
Oh, good one.
Who asked that?
Hey!
Yeah, so we have got quite shallow imagination.
Huh?
We find it very easy to write from a perspective of something else. So if you approach a song, then you know, you don't write that about one's own life. You know, you write that in character of something else. And we found that very easy to then tie up the first album. You know, we went in with maybe half an album written, and then suddenly when we started to develop this concept of Johnny Dream and Columbia and a dystopia, then we suddenly found it very, very easy to you know, write songs around that. And so I think everything that we'll do will always have these characters and all these narratives and things like that. So I think naturally that's just the way that we write songs. So the answer is probably yes. Yeah, there'll be some sort of loose concept.
Do you feel, and this is for all three of you, same as we did before, do you feel a lot of expectation upon you? Because I've been writing about music for a very, very long time, and I've seen a lot of bands come and go who promised me great things and let me down. Are you going to let me down?
Get it? Yeah, money we put in for this lot, they better not fuck.
No, I think we're quite fortunate in the way that, you know, it's not like we've had like, you know, ridiculous amounts of money put down. You know, it's not like we've kind of got, you know, the label saying to us, you've got to go on like a radio one hit. That's not kind of the case. You know, I think we're quite fortunate. We're kind of a fan base, so we're quite receptive to, you know, new stuff, etc., etc. So I think the pressure we put on ourselves is not external, but it's quite an internal kind of thing. And we speak about it in one of the pieces on the walls about the first album, where the first album pressure wasn't really external pressure. Wasn't the record label going, where's the big hit here, or you know, it wasn't us going, we need to sell out this venue. It was kind of, we want to live up to these first albums. You know, we want to live up to the Arctic Monkeys' first album. We want to live up to this, that kind of thing. And these are the albums we've grown up with. We want to live up to that. We want to do this, and this, and more. And you know, so even now going forward, it's a bit like, you know, you sort of start with, you know, whoever, you know, as a producer kind of thing. It's not like we're sat there going like, how do we write a big hit here? How do we make ourselves big and famous and sell out the arena, or whatever? It's more, how do we write an album that's going to stand the test of time, and you know, that we'll be happy to put our names. You know, if we're happy to do that, then if people like it, people like it. If they don't, you know, that's fair enough, but at least you're proud of it, you know.
So speaking of albums, different ones hopefully than this afternoon, because I'd ask you, tell us about a record that perhaps people wouldn't necessarily expect you to like or a bit of influence. So I ask you for two at least. Matt, give us another one. Tell us another album that might surprise people that you really like. That's an influence.
Scissor Sisters.
Hey!
That fucking debut is phenomenal.
It's insane.
It's actually
fucking
incredible.
insane.
Let's have a kiki!
Let's have a kiki!
Lock the doors.
Safe! Hey!
Yes, a record by a band called the Amazing Snakeheads, who the frontman recently passed away, but I think his music will be around and accepted and received as, you know, one of those great fucking records of the noughties for some time, or sorry, the tens, if you like to call them. But yeah, Dale Barkley's Amazing Snakeheads. Amphetamine Ballads it's called. It's absolutely fucking wonderful. And if you've not taken the time to listen to it, then please do, because it will blow your mind, seriously.
One more?
I try to dip into as much as sort of electronic as I sort of can. I think Tom York's last album is kind of perfect for people who maybe aren't into that kind of music, but you know, a radio thing, for example, or you know, indie fans, is quite a great example of. I mean, that album is.
I think that's awesome. It's absolutely fucking incredible.
What is that?
I hate Radiohead. I hate Radiohead. Shit.
Oh.
Whoa!
Sorry.
Get him out! Get him out!
Humour it, just bought some art. Humour it.
Well, that's something.
Get off the fence, why don't you?
Security, Rick.
So, logistically speaking, what happens now? So you're doing this show today. What is happening next week, next month, either side of Christmas? After that, what can people expect?
Well, just keep on keeping on, really. But you know, we're always writing, and I think we've got a second album's worth of songs that we're currently tailoring and finessing. Yeah, so the next year is, I think, going to be quite a big year for us personally, and also, you know, trying to step it up a notch and you know, really live up to expectations. You know, the difficult thing about the first record was we set ourselves such a high goal, if you like. That's a bad word, but you know,
a good word.
Sure, and you know, so that was really difficult to try and live up to that. But I think now we know exactly where we're at, and we know who we are, and you know, we know what we would like to be, and so the next year we've got something really special planned. So.
This generation is fine. I think, you know, next couple of weeks we'll try and fight that.
Brilliant. Hey, register to vote.
Question from the crowd as well. You get the most individual questions, man.
Why is that surprising?
I'll explain later. Asking, you seem to just stare when you're drumming. What are you thinking about when you are drumming?
Fucking.
Nothing, actually. It's like John Hall. Think about John Hall.
John Hall fucking.
No, I genuinely don't. My mind is just blank. I pick a spot in the crowd or a face that either disturbs me or I just stare at that and my mind goes blank. I genuinely don't think about anything. I just hands move, my legs move, and just blank.
I'm looking at the crowd here, and I have a theory about the best way to be successful with music now, which is to be pan-generational. Therefore,
really?
The oldies and the youngies both get it. Yep. And looking at the crowd here, it seems to bear out that theory. How hard is it, though, to monetize what you are doing? How difficult is it?
In terms of that sense, it's always been a bit of a... The Ritz show was a big changing point in that. You know, we've always had that... even going to, like, you know, our friends' gigs and, you know, bands like the Moonlands, etc, etc. It's always seen that you go to these gigs and it's full of, you know, 40, 50-year-old blokes kind of thing. You know, I mean...
Let the man finish, let the man finish. Fucking
Can't wait for no man.
But it seems like this sort of generation, the first people to get these sort of, you know, political bands. I think it's because they've gone through that sort of Thatch generation, blah blah blah, and they've seen these young bands now come and gone. We need these, you know. We've gone through the punk generation originally, and then I've seen bands like ourselves who have had generation after generation of false promise, you know, the Blair years, etc, etc, and have gone, fuck it, we're fed up now. You know what I mean? Blair came in and said things are going to be better for the working class, and they never got better, etc, etc. And now, so, you know, bands like ourselves came through, you know, Idols, like, you know, all these bands that people mention, kind of thing, and you know, and it takes a bit of a while, I think, longer for the kids to kind of get into these bands. I think it takes maybe that hit single, or and the Ritz was that first. Well, whatever. But it does seem that way, you know. Maybe it's the Six Music sort of crowd or whatever, you know.
Radio Smug.
Yeah, but after. And it just seemed that the Ritz show was the big changing point. We sort of walked on stage and gone, fuck me, there's a lot of 16-year-olds here, you know.
Really?
And
only we were thinking that in this game.
Air on the pit.
What I said I wanted to.
We didn't have this in the afternoon.
We had a woman cooking tea, we had sandwiches, we had
so nice. There was classical music playing, it was so nice. We had joysticks and everything. It was beautiful, wasn't it?
You just hear this in the background slowly coming.
Right, last one then. I'll tell you, right, I've had a smashing day today with you lads. You've been really, really nice.
It's been a pleasure.
You've been really smashing. I'll tell you what,
it's for Dave anyway.
And this is absolutely true. I had one of those slightly panicky dreams. You know when you've got to do something the following day and you have a dream about it and you panic a little bit? Do you have those?
I have it quite a lot when I dream that I'm on stage and I'm doing like a big gig